Traders. For today's session, I decided to cover Euro versus US dollar, and I will speak about the USD versus Canadian dollar. I think there is a strong downside environment there, and there is some continuation patterns going on. I will start with the Euro versus US dollar first. So what we got here is basically we do have ECB press conference in about, I don't know, 15 minutes from now, and we do have monetary policy statement in about 30 minutes from now. But this will be a main event definitely for this week in terms of the Eurozone, and it can literally define some potential next directional move on the Euro versus US dollar. But we'll speak about the current condition prior to ECB and what I'm saying. I'll back right now to the Euro dollar chart and just go and show you the 8-hour time frame. Pretty much you can see same on the daily frame, and that is basically the falling wedge. So after the big sell-offs that happened from the mid-June this year, basically, and the big sell-off and the resell phase, and it became very narrow here and started to contract. Usually, and also the divergences all around. This is the big sell-off, and then any lower low that we made was just on the lower volume and lower momentum. And that is basically a precondition which led to a good rally and some upside movement. So what I'm seeing so far is we're trying to break this upper trend line of this falling wedge, and falling wedge is basically a form of the exhaustion of the trend. And in this example, this exhaustion, this downside cycle that we got since the mid-June. And based on this condition, the rally will be preferable. And most recently, if I watch the 8-hour time frame and the 4-hour time frame, so most recently we got like, technically we are breaking this trend line, but we're in some kind of the contraction consolidation. I would like to see the breakout of this, especially this will be the breakout on ECB, breakout of 1.1805. And then if I see the breakout there and watching the lower frames for a pullback and playing for the further upside towards the 1.1880 will be a preferable strategy. So my advice, because of the falling wedge on the longer frames, divergences all around, the breaking of the upper trend line, the bulls are definitely pretty hot. And watching for the breakout and upside with a pullback later on intraday will be a preferable condition for a long interest with a potential for the retest of the 1.1880. So we'll see. ECB will define. Downside breakout will maybe even postpone this, but maybe even take the low. But it's not that rewarding if there is a down break here. So I will only watch for eventual upside breakout and upside continuation of patterns on intraday. And I also want to cover the USD versus Canadian dollar. I think basically that we got a pretty bear flag on the hourly, and we got a breakout there like a few hours ago. And it's right now pretty much fighting to see if we can resell here, at least for another downside leg. At least to revisit that 1.2530. So there's a little potential there intraday. And if there is even more power, I can also see this to revisit the recent lows on the 8-hour time frame. The area around 1.2 for 440, 435. So watching for them. So sell the rallies intraday. There is a bear flag confirmed overnight session, and I can see this have still more potential for the downside. So watching for sell opportunities in the rally in USD versus Canadian, and watching for some buying opportunities, especially after the ECB, and there is a good push higher, than watching for pullback plays and upside will be preferable strategy. That'll be all for today. Take care and see you tomorrow morning.